Hey, Dana here, and welcome back to my garage. And this is the 07 Dodge Nitro, and you saw my videos when I had to replace the heater core in this, tearing the whole dash apart and then pulling selector out. Well, putting that selector back in, I showed you how that little arm there had to be aligned. I thought I aligned them with the blue marks that were already there, but unfortunately, when I go to put it in the gear, it'll go into drive, but there's a little bit of a overlap that it can pop right back into neutral. Also, when I'm coming all the way down to first, I'm only getting second. So I've got to readjust that in here and get this so it pulls to first. And that means it'll goes to second all right. And then we barely get into drive and neutral and then reverse and then park. So I've got to get in here and adjust that. Okay, so it's real quick getting this off. It's just these push pins, they lock in here. So then of course you got your selector, and then you got to pop your selector switch. Now what we're looking at down here, you've got your, see it back here, that's got to be loosened and then slid back. And of course you got the spring that's going to give you tension. You're going to put a pair of vice grips. I'm going to use a pair of vice grips. Loosen that up and slide it back a little bit. Hopefully that'll solve my problem. I really don't want to have to pull that center console again. That would not be nice. And that's an 8, and I got a universal here. So hopefully, okay, this is what I did. I used the longer screwdriver, and I was able to get it in the slot there and push back. Loosened up that nut of the bolt just a little bit, and then I was able to pry it back a little bit. So let's see what we got for positions. Hopefully it's gonna do what it needs to do. Unfortunately, that selector pretty much has to go all the way back. Or that arm has to go all the way back and then locked in. I went by somebody else's blue marks, and wasn't good enough. So we'll tighten that bolt down, and we should be done. We'll be done. Okay, so it's tightened down tight as I want it. And that was a number 8, and I used an universal. I started out using the duckbill channel locks, but I wasn't able to do anything with that spring. It just dropped by. So just loosen up that nut. Use a small screwdriver there, and I did that. Okay, last thing we gotta do is put center back on again. Don't forget to plug in your 4-wheel drive selector. Can unplug. We go, lined up. Just slip it in, and then she'll lock in. All right, and now I'll watch this back through again. Make sure we're good. Reverse. Reverse, or that's neutral now. Reverse, neutral, drive. Now, normally when you're driving, you're not going to see 1 and 2. So you have to select them. There's 2, and now there's 1. And we're nice and solid in each one. Okay. And I think you can go ahead and I can put the selector, and you can hear it select in. And then we're going to say 4-wheel drive. There it goes. Takes a few seconds. And then take the selector back to 2-wheel drive. And you can hear hear the selector inside the transmission, and then she's out. And I've got the emergency brake up, so that's why I got emergency brake pad. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, definitely share. You'll catch me on the next Dana's Garage. And this is Project Nitro. And this was adjusting the transmission selector cable.